Caitlin Clark will compete in the Annika Pro-Am. This is gonna be fire. Y'all know she set the whole golf world on fire last year, had everybody tuned in.
So picture this. It's a quiet day on the golf course until Caitlin Clark shows up, and suddenly, women's sports just changed again. No buzzer beater, no triple-double, just a golf club, a swing, and an explosion of headlines that shook two entire leagues. The LPGA didn't just invite another athlete, they invited the athlete. Caitlin Clark, the face of modern women's sports, showed up at their Celebrity Pro-Am event, and everything went wild. Crowds poured in like it was a Final Four rematch. Reporters scrambled. Social media lit up with clips before she even teed off. What was supposed to be a fun charity event turned into a cultural moment. But here's the twist. While the LPGA was smiling, the WNBA wasn't. Angel Reese and a few others didn't seem thrilled watching Caitlin dominate headlines outside of basketball. Fans instantly caught on asking, how did golf just do a better job promoting Caitlin than her own league? That question stung because they're right. Golf saw an opportunity and ran with it. The WNBA, meanwhile, froze. Again. It's like every time Caitlin wins, the league doesn't know whether to celebrate her or compete with her. But the LPGA, they didn't overthink it. They treated her like what she is, a phenomenon. Within hours, the golf course looked more like a college arena. Fans packed around every hole, holding signs, wearing Indiana Fever jerseys, cheering like it was game day. Caitlin smiled, waved, and just like that, women's golf had its biggest crowd in years. That's what people call the Caitlin Clark effect. You can't plan it. You can't manufacture it. You either have it or you don't. And Caitlin has it in spades. The LPGA knew exactly what to do. They posted clips of her swing, her laugh, even her awkward missed putts, and fans loved every second. They paired her with Nelly Korda, the #1 golfer in the world, and turned it into the ultimate crossover moment. Basketball's biggest name meets golf's brightest star. The media went crazy. Sports pages that never cover golf were suddenly talking about it nonstop. For a few days, Caitlin Clark made people who never cared about golf actually tune in. Meanwhile, the WNBA, total silence. No reposts, no congratulations, not even a simple, "We're proud of you." Fans noticed instantly, and they didn't hold back. Comment sections blew up with messages like, "How come golf is celebrating her more than her own league?" That silence said everything. The LPGA celebrated Caitlin like she was a gift. The WNBA acted like she was a problem.
All roads lead to the Annika Pro-Am. Trust me, all roads, all cameras, all people will be tuned in for the Annika Pro-Am. Why? To see the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, take over the show.
The pairing of Caitlin Clark and Nelly Korda was marketing gold. Every photo, every video, every smile between them went viral in minutes. Caitlin swinging a club while Nelly cheered beside her, it felt like watching two generations of greatness meet for the first time. The LPGA leaned all the way in. They posted highlight reels, sound bites, even slow-motion clips with captions like, "When legends collide." Meanwhile, back in the WNBA world, things took a different turn. Instead of celebrating the moment, players like Angel Reese seemed bothered. She started liking tweets about media favorites and overhyped athletes. She even reposted comments about players who don't stay in their lane. Everyone knew who that was aimed at. It's the same pattern we've seen all year. Every time Caitlin shines, someone in the WNBA takes it personally, as if her success somehow steals from theirs. But here's what golf got right, and basketball keeps missing. Success isn't a zero-sum game. When Caitlin wins, everyone wins. Golf fans discovered women's sports that weekend. Sponsors took notice. The LPGA didn't see competition, they saw opportunity. They called Caitlin a breath of fresh air. They thanked her for bringing new energy to the sport. They ran her clips like she was the star of their tour. And guess what? It worked. Their engagement numbers tripled. Meanwhile, the WNBA looked frozen, jealous of momentum they should have been using. The difference couldn't be clearer. Golf saw a partnership. Basketball saw a problem.
Caitlin, that could be in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey! Right from the inches away! No! Caitlin! Wow. Are we sure it didn't go in? Is this it? Is this like a we're good? We're gonna call it a birdie?
I don't think so.
Oh! Yes!
That's huge. Great birdie.
Woo!
Great birdie, great birdie.
The golf world was buzzing. Caitlin smiling, Nelly Korda laughing beside her, and fans cheering like it was March Madness all over again. But while golf was having the time of its life, WNBA Twitter started to rumble. And right in the middle of it, Angel Reese. She didn't post a direct message, but her likes and comments told the story loud and clear. Tweets about media favorites suddenly started popping up on her page. A few cryptic emojis here, a LOL under a viral golf clip there. It was enough to send the internet into detective mode. Everyone instantly knew who those posts were about. And that's when the debate exploded. Why does this keep happening every time Caitlin Clark makes a headline? Why does success in one corner of women's sports somehow turn into jealousy in another? Because here's the real irony. The LPGA wasn't competing with anyone. They simply saw Caitlin as an opportunity to bring new fans into golf. They treated her like a bridge, not a threat. The WNBA, on the other hand, keeps treating her popularity like a fire to control instead of a spark to grow from. Angel Reese's frustration might be human. Nobody likes being overshadowed. But publicly reacting that way just fueled the divide even more. Instead of making it about women's sports, it became another Caitlin versus Angel moment. And that's the part fans are tired of. They don't want beef, they want unity. Because Caitlin Clark keeps proving that every sport she touches gets bigger. She's not taking attention away, she's bringing it in. Here's where things went from awkward to embarrassing. That LPGA event, yeah, the one that wasn't even supposed to be televised, suddenly became one of the most talked about women's sports moments of the summer. So many fans demanded to watch that the LPGA actually changed plans on the fly and aired it nationally. And guess what happened? Ratings spiked. Women's golf saw numbers it hadn't seen in years, all because of one player. Caitlin Clark brought new eyeballs, new sponsors, and a younger audience that golf had been chasing for decades. The LPGA didn't hesitate. They said, "We'll take that spotlight." They posted her every move, laughing with fans, missing a shot, smiling through it all, and fans ate it up. That's how you do promotion. That's how you grow a brand. Now compare that to the WNBA's reaction, or actually, the lack of one. Not a tweet, not a retweet, not a "we're proud of you," just silence. Fans instantly noticed the contrast. They flooded the league's official page saying things like, "Golf is celebrating your biggest star. Why aren't you?" And they were right to ask, how does golf, a completely different sport, do a better job promoting your player than you do? The truth hurts. The LPGA embraced Caitlin's magnetism. The WNBA still acts like it's something to manage. When she breaks viewership records, the league downplays it. When she brings in sponsorships, they call it luck. When she steps outside basketball, they treat it like a distraction. That's why fans are frustrated. Because golf, of all sports, just gave a masterclass in how to celebrate a superstar. And the WNBA, the league that should have been leading the way, ended up looking like they missed their own moment. The story could have ended there, a viral golf moment, happy fans, positive press. But of course, the internet never lets things stay peaceful. Once Angel Reese's likes and comments started circulating, things got messy. Her subtle shade turned into full-blown headlines. Angel Reese throws shots at Caitlin Clark again. Within hours, the comment sections became a battlefield. LPGA fans were praising Caitlin for crossing over into golf. WNBA fans were arguing that she was overhyped. And sports media outlets, well, they were loving every second of the chaos. It got worse when someone noticed that one of Angel's tweets said, "Caitlin Clark should focus on her jumper, not her putter." That screenshot spread faster than wildfire. Fans flooded the replies with sarcasm. "She's literally just playing golf. Why are you mad? She's growing women's sports while you're scrolling Twitter." It was brutal, but also revealing, because at the same time Angel was posting memes, Caitlin was out there shaking hands with fans, signing autographs, and getting praised by golfers for her humility. That contrast said everything. Golf saw her as a gift. The LPGA's official page posted clip after clip. Captions like, "Caitlin Clark lights up the fairway," and "Basketball's biggest star brings her energy to golf." All positivity, all teamwork. Meanwhile, back at the WNBA, the silence got louder. No support, no mention, not even a casual "look who's representing women's sports." And fans didn't hold back. They started tagging the WNBA under every LPGA post. "You realize she's your player, right?" That was the comment that kept appearing again and again. Because that's what this whole moment proved. You can't keep ignoring your star and expect fans not to notice. The LPGA saw the value. The WNBA saw the threat. And that's exactly why golf ended up trending while basketball looked petty. While Angel Reese was double-tapping tweets and tossing memes, Caitlin Clark was busy doing what she always does, winning hearts without even trying. On the course, fans shouted her name. Every tee-off came with cheers that sounded more like a championship game than a quiet golf event. People were holding Fever jerseys, chanting, "Let's go, Caitlin," and even waving handmade signs. It was surreal. Golf had never looked this electric. The LPGA didn't hesitate for a second. They saw the energy and they ran with it. Their official page flooded social media with clips. Caitlin laughing, greeting fans, sharing high fives with Nelly Corda. Captions like, "Caitlin Clark proves she can shine anywhere," and "Basketball meets the fairway" filled the timeline. Sponsors loved it. Golf media loved it. Even people who had never watched a women's event suddenly tuned in. Meanwhile, the WNBA's official account sat completely silent. Not a single mention. It was like pretending the biggest story in women's sports wasn't happening. Fans called them out instantly. Thousands of comments tagging the league under LPGA posts. "Why can golf celebrate your star better than you can? You realize she's the reason your ratings are breaking records, right?" And they're not wrong. Caitlin Clark's popularity doesn't hurt the WNBA, it fuels it. When she trends, ticket sales rise. When she plays, ratings explode. When she smiles at a golf event, even golf gets a spike in viewers. She's not taking the spotlight. She is the spotlight. And the LPGA understood that before her own league did. Part of what makes Caitlin so magnetic is that she never tries to act like a celebrity. She doesn't fake the superstar attitude. She just shows up, does her thing, and treats everyone with respect. At the golf event, she laughed at her missed shots, joked with her caddy, and signed every autograph like she had all the time in the world. She wasn't performing, she was just being real. And fans can sense that. That's why they connect to her. She's competitive, but she's kind. She's famous, but still relatable. That's what made the LPGA event so special. It didn't feel like a PR stunt. It felt genuine. The golfers loved her energy too. Nelly Corda called her a breath of fresh air and thanked her for bringing excitement to the event. That quote alone made headlines because it captured exactly what the LPGA did right. They embraced a crossover moment instead of guarding it. Now compare that to the atmosphere in the WNBA lately. Tension, snarky comments, subtle shade from players who should be supporting each other. It's become a cycle. Every time Caitlin shines, someone in the league tries to dim her light. Fans are noticing and they're tired of it. Because what Caitlin's doing isn't about ego. She's out there lifting everyone. She's attended women's soccer matches, promoted women's tennis, and shown love to every sport that gives women a platform. She's not trying to steal headlines. She's trying to expand the spotlight. The LPGA embraced that. the WNBA keeps resisting it. And that's the difference between growth and jealousy. Here's the simple truth. The LPGA just handed every women's league in the world a free blueprint for success. Step 1. When you have a superstar, celebrate her. Step 2. Stop overthinking it. That's exactly what they did with Caitlin Clark. And it worked. The LPGA didn't act threatened. They didn't worry about who got the credit. They just said, let's make this moment huge. And they did. Caitlin's crossover with Nelly Korda became one of the most viral sports stories of the summer. Golf, the sport everyone thought was slow, quiet, and old, was suddenly trending on TikTok. Meanwhile, the WNBA somehow managed to make their own silence part of the story. Think about that. Golf looked exciting, and basketball looked insecure. Fans started comparing it online. When Jordan became the face of the NBA, they built around him. When Serena dominated tennis, the WTA didn't ignore her. They elevated her. So why is the WNBA trying to act like celebrating Caitlin Clark is controversial? Angel Reese's reaction is just the loudest symptom of a bigger problem: insecurity. Because Caitlin isn't the problem, she's the opportunity. The LPGA used her star power to make their athletes shine too. Those photos of Caitlin with Nelly didn't take away from Korda. They boosted both of them. That's the power of collaboration. But the WNBA keeps playing defense against its own stars instead of building a team around them. Golf gave them a free lesson. Stop seeing your best player as a rival. Start seeing her as the reason people care. And that brings us here, the part no one in the WNBA wants to talk about. That LPGA weekend wasn't just a feel-good event, it was a wake-up call. Golf of all sports just proved what happens when you embrace your star instead of hiding her. The LPGA is now trending with a younger fan base. Sponsors are reaching out. Clips from that event are still circulating weeks later. All because they let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Meanwhile, the WNBA's silence turned into a bad look. Fans noticed, media noticed, and now the narrative is shifting. Golf supports Caitlin more than her own league. That's brutal, and it's true. If the WNBA doesn't fix that, they risk something bigger than one bad headline. They risk losing fans to other sports, fans who just want positivity and growth, not drama and shade. Because fans follow where the energy feels good, and right now, that energy belongs to golf, not basketball. The crazy part? It didn't have to be this way. Caitlin isn't competing with anyone. She's lifting everyone. She's making women's sports exciting for millions who never paid attention before. She's not just a basketball player. She's a brand, a connector, a movement. And every league that embraces her wins. Every league that ignores her loses. The LPGA figured that out in one weekend. The WNBA still hasn't. So maybe instead of worrying about who gets the spotlight, it's time to realize the spotlight is big enough for everyone. Because collaboration beats competition. Every single time. And right now, Caitlin Clark is living rent-free in the headlines, the highlight reels, and honestly, in half the league's minds. She's still cashing deals, still trending, and still proving that when you bet on her, everyone wins. So what do you think? Did the LPGA just school the WNBA in marketing? Or is this all just jealousy disguised as team balance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe. Because trust me, this Caitlin Clark story, it's only getting started.